Hi there, everyone. This is Pastor Josh coming to you from Elk Point Baptist Church, and I come to you today with some great news. We are once again opening ourselves for regular Sunday services. This Sunday, the 21st, will mark 14 weeks since we have been in social isolation and not meeting together as a church family. But this Sunday, the 21st, all of that changes. This Sunday will be something of a test run for us, as we will still have a pre-recorded service and pre-recorded worship songs, but we are inviting you to come to join us in a watch party type atmosphere where we can join together, sing together, and listen to a pre-recorded sermon together. Our brother Ayobami Oyobodi will be bringing a message for us this Sunday, and it will be pre-recorded, but we will be meeting here together, all who are interested to come and do so. So this video is going to be a little bit long. I apologize for that in advance, but it's an instructional video, a little bit about how the weekend is going to go and how our services might look for the next little bit. So I apologize if it's a little long-winded, but we'll get to that right now. First and foremost, I do have to go through all of the legal stuff as far as us meeting in person. There are still a number of restrictions. The Alberta government has removed all caps on the number of people who are allowed to meet together for worship services. So we are under no person limit, but there are still some significant precautions that we have to take for the good of the people who are attending. So, legal stuff first. You must not attend in person if you are experiencing the most common symptoms of COVID-19, cough, fever, shortness of breath, runny nose, or sore throat. And individuals with these symptoms, as well as individuals who have traveled internationally in the last 14 days, and individuals who have had close contact with confirmed COVID-19 cases in the last 14 days, are prohibited by law from entering in the place of worship. That's not our rule, that is from the Alberta government. And people who are at greater risk of severe disease, including people over the age of 65 and people with chronic medical conditions, are still being encouraged to join us from home and not come out in person. That's not mandatory, but that's an encouragement that they've made. We also are not to engage in the typical physical greetings that many of us are used to, handshakes, that kind of thing. Their recommendations are bowing or such things, nodding, waving, but we are going to try and continue to maintain some social distance between us. And they're also recommending, and we are echoing that all of us are welcome to wear masks as we come. They don't have to be medical masks. They can be fabric masks or other such masks, but we are echoing that recommendation, though not requiring it for the most part. We'll get to that later. But we also are being told to let everyone know that they should follow proper respiratory etiquette at all times, including coughing or sneezing into your elbow or into a tissue. Okay, now that the legal stuff is out of the way, I will basically walk us through what morning will look like here at Elk Point Baptist Church come this Sunday. So upon entry into the church, you will only be coming in the front doors. All the other doors to the church will be locked. We have to have one access point so we can kind of control the access to people. We encourage people to remain distant outside and not pile up at the front doors, but we will come in. The front door will be either propped or we will have someone opening the doors for people. So everyone isn't touching the doors, but you'll come on in, and somewhere right around here, up in front of the fire panel, we will have likely Tony doing a sign-in process. We'll be collecting the family names and just basic contact information for anybody that we don't already have contact info for. I know this has caused some nerves for people, but our organization keeps full ownership of our contact lists, and they're only going to be kept for 2 weeks, and they're basically just in case that there is a possible exposure that we're able to contact the families and say, you might want to get yourselves checked out. And So that is not being submitted to anyone. That is being kept here in-house and only have to be kept for 2 weeks. And when you sign in, we will also have offering envelopes, our daily breads, and masks available for anyone who has not brought their own or who are interested in them. After you come in and sign in with Tony, we have our hand sanitization stations right here and over here by the coat check room. And everyone will be encouraged to use those, including children. And after sanitizing your hands, you will be encouraged to proceed directly to your seat. You'll notice that there are several areas in our church that are roped off just for crowd control use. And so you'll be asked to just basically proceed directly to your seats. And you are also encouraged to bring your own tissues, water, snacks, and Bibles, as all of these will not be available for use here at the church. We won't have our coffee set up as we normally would. There's no tissues, Bibles, hymnals, etc. in the sanctuary. So if you need those things, please feel free to bring your own. Washrooms will be available, but they are down to one stall in each. And as such, families are encouraged to use their facilities at home before they come and to follow proper hand washing procedures. Next up, you will see in the foyer there will be a table set up for our offerings. We will be collecting offerings via a drop box here in the foyer, or you are also welcome to continue using the online e-transfer method that we already have set up. So, that being said, you'll be asked to come in, find your seat, and in the sanctuary here, we are in every other pew or row of chairs, and we'll ask that as you arrive, you come and find the furthest forward pew. I know many of you are scared that whoever's preaching might bite, but that's not the case, and it just minimizes people walking past people as they're coming. So we ask that you find the furthest forward row of chairs or pew and find your seat. Each pew should be shared only by family members or members of a cohort family. I know this cohort family thing has caused some confusion. Basically, the idea of these cohorts is they're small groups of people that haven't been social distancing. Basically, they're the people that you've been around anyways and haven't been social distancing from, so there's no point in continuing it here. According to the Alberta government, members of one household can partner with other households to create a cohort family of up to 15 people. So in each pew, have it be just your family or your family and another family with whom you have not been social distancing thus far. We're also asking that parents keep their kids close. We're not allowed to let them wander just because, as any parent knows, it is hard enough to keep our kids from licking doorknobs or whatever other thing that comes across their minds. So we're asking that parents keep their kids close. And finally, one of the hot button issues as far as communal worship is concerned has been congregational singing. That's been one of the sticking points and one of the reasons why our reunification has taken so long. And even so, the Alberta government has said, first of all, we'd rather you not meet if you don't have to. And second of all, if you are meeting, we are discouraging congregational singing. That being said, we see the importance, as the Elders Board, we see the importance of congregational singing. So we are being asked, however, to take as many precautions as possible if we do have to or choose to sing, which we have chosen to do. If we are to do congregational singing, the elders have decided, based on Alberta Health recommendations, that anyone who is singing, both those who are leading in worship as well as the congregation, will be required to wear a mask. That's going to be mandatory, and regardless of your personal opinion on the political and medical issues surrounding COVID-19, if we are singing out loud, we will be requiring you to wear a mask. That's not going to apply to small kids. I understand, as well as anybody, how difficult it will be to try and keep a mask on kids, but thankfully they're small and they'll be mostly singing into the back of a pew anyways. And I understand how frustrating this will be for many of you. I know that there's a wide range of opinions regarding this whole business, but if we are to care for our brothers and sisters and do our due diligence as God would call us to do, this is how things are going to be for the time being. If you are not willing to wear a mask while you are singing, you are asked either to not sing, you're welcome to hum, that's a recommendation from Alberta Health, or just to quietly and prayerfully contemplate the words that those who are wearing masks are singing. And if those don't appeal to you and you're not able to abide by those, we will say that your best bet would probably be to remain at home until all restrictions are lifted, until this whole COVID thing passes us. And then you're in a place where your singing doesn't pose any additional risk to your brothers and sisters who are here. And recognize that we do have many here in Elk Point Baptist Church, and close to the majority of our church, that would probably fall within the risk category of either being having some sort of chronic illness or immunodeficiency, or being over the age of 65, or very, very young. So we do have a lot of people who are at risk in the midst of all of this. So we will not be doing congregational singing without masks. So that's why we're encouraging everyone to bring masks if they have them, and providing them for anyone who doesn't. So that being said, the last thing is, at the end of the service, our dismissal will be by row, and we will basically dismiss from the back out so people can clear and not walk past each other. And when you're dismissed, you'll be asked to go straight outside, and from there you can decide what you are doing. I thank you for taking the time with me to watch this video, and I honestly can say from the depths of my heart that I cannot wait to see you this Sunday, the 21st, and to let you know that the following Sunday, the 28th, Pastor Jim will be back, and we are planning on having our first full live service here at Elk Point Baptist Church since this whole COVID thing began 14 weeks ago. So I can't wait to see you all, and I pray that all of you are well and that I get to see a good chunk of you this Sunday.